welcome to Digimon Ghost Gaze. This is a fluffy rabbit podcast where we look at a big round boy whomst we want to hug and we say, look at him, look at that guy. I'm one of your hosts, Emery. My pronouns are he, she, they.
I'm another host, Morg. I use they, them pronouns.
I'm also another host. I'm Elvire, and I use she, they pronouns.
So, bnuuy this week.
It's the bnuuy.
What a bnuuy. Oh, amazing.
We get to meet Galgomon.
We sure do.
Love him. He's so big. He's big.
He's big.
Perfect hug size.
He's big is the thing about him.
I love him. The actual episode is about scribbles, but it should be called the Meet Galgomon episode.
Yeah. That's all we cared about.
No, the scribbles were interesting because it's what happens is the episode opens with Ruli. I always forget how to say her name.
It's, either works. It's Ruri or Ruli. Different places have it romanized differently, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruli, is talking about how people, with her friends, and how there's, scribbles that are appearing on people's, fucking... photographs online.
Yeah, and we do see a little montage of, a guy with a little scribbly on his ear, and, a girl with scribbles on her hair, and, then,
scribbles on his legs. Yeah.
It's ominous. Yeah. What is this? Yeah. And then we see a fucking flipped over car. That looks dangerous. And a guy, being taken away in a stretcher, screaming about his leg, and then we see on his phone there's a picture of him with his leg scribbled on. So, kind of a dramatic establishment of stakes, right in the first minute here.
Yeah, because you think, scribbles are just, funny, but then it's oh, no, this dude almost died.
Yeah, the flipped over car was because I was pretty tired when I started the episode, and it was the flipped over car. I was ooh, shit's gonna go down in this one.
I feel like the dude with the earring popping out has, the least problems.
Yeah. No,
No, his vibe.
Out of all of these, that one seems to have, very little consequence.
I was okay, good. But, so, there's, scribbles that appear on Ruli's, hands in a photo. And she's just fuck, I guess I'll delete it so that nothing bad happens to me.
And then she does, and everything's taken care of, and no more problems this episode.
Yeah, what a short episode.
And then we get a camera angle from far away. It seems like it's coming from a security camera or something that's watching her as she's deleting the picture. Mm-hmm. And yeah, very mysterious.
Then is this when we cut to Ruli just fucking shredding, just tearing it up?
Yeah, we do. Yes. She fucking plays piano real good.
Yeah. It's fucking incredible. It's a very just dense and complex piano piece, and it's damn, a middle schooler is playing this? Okay.
I forgot she was in middle school. Wow. Damn. I was also kind of oh shit, she's a piano player and the scribbles are near her hand, which are obviously going to be very important to her as a piano player, and just life in general, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is never really explicitly called out, but it does seem like the scribbles are targeting people's sort of most valuable assets, the guy with the leg scribbles, in his photo he was playing soccer, and Ruli has her hands, and I think
She was like
the person with the hair was like a beauty salon owner or something.
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure with the hair person.
But yeah, it does seem to be like targeting like, the features that, are most related to like people's talents or like that may be like sort of central to their identities, except the guy with the earring. That's just an earring.
No, that's clearly central to his identity. He's one of those.
Yeah, no, he's just like a guy who gets an earring and then like, this is what everyone's gonna notice me for. This is finally
his only personality trait.
Yeah, this is finally gonna get my name out there.
God, yeah, that earring was weird.
So she's like shredding on the piano and she like seems to hear a noise, so she stops and looks outside. Nothing's there. Very strange.
And then we get those weird camera angles.
Yes.
And it took me a little bit, but we're seeing her through other cameras at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does she get like a message with that photo in it or something?
Yeah, I think like a notification or something. In my notes, it just says the photo is back. So yeah, like on her phone, just like the photo comes up again and the scribbles are there. And it's like, all our problems aren't solved in the first 3 minutes?
You can't just delete
this?
Very cruel. I just want to delete the problem.
God, big mood. But, it's, like, worse now, I think, too. And, like,
yeah.
Is this when she, like, starts to notice, like, her hands disappearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, someone turned the opacity slider on her hands down. Someone got into that Photoshop layer and is just having a fun time.
So Ruli starts to become Ghost. She's going Ghost. No, like, she, like, freaks out and, like, puts gloves on. And,
yeah.
I think
in her conversation with her friends, like, usually it takes about 48 hours between, like, the scribbles appearing and, bad things happening. So, yeah, like, her hand is starting to disappear, and she's anticipating things getting much worse by 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. Then we get an evil laugh.
Wow. Okay, is this when she goes to visit the hair lady?
We get a little bit of her friends being like,
her friends.
Right, where was she? She should come to school. Something like that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Her friends are wondering where she is.
Yeah, but, she does go, to this, I guess, like, apartment building and, speaks over the intercom and is like, hey, about the scribbles. And then the person, on the other end is like, go away.
Oh, she just looked up somebody else who had the scribbles. I was like, what the hell? Why would she go there? What's the link?
I mean, if she, like, maybe she was just, like, trying to figure out, like, what the worst thing would be. And,
should have gone to earring guy.
Fuck, I want to know what his worst thing is. But this woman is like, go away. She's like, people keep trying to visit me. Or I don't even know. But, like, Ruli's like, hey, this fucked up thing with the scribbles is happening to me too. Can you tell me more about it? And then we cut inside, and her floor is just covered in hair. Her hair from her head. It's just growing from her head into, like, a blanket on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she says that it won't stop growing and that her hair is going to kill her.
Her hair's gonna fucking suffocate her. Like, what the fuck?
And this is why I cut my hair short.
Her hair's short normally too. But it just went, like, insanely long, and she's like, yeah, I'm fucked. I don't know what to tell you. Go away. Like,
okay, let me die alone.
I mean, kind of. That's kind of what it seems like. Oh, God. She, like, freaks out, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
She, like, ends up under a tunnel? I don't even know. She's, like, under a bridge.
And then she makes the most classic mistake of a thing you can do when you feel sick. She Googles it. She literally Googles it. It's a miracle. It doesn't just say, you gonna die. Because I'm Google always tells me I'm gonna die.
It gives you no results. It gives...
Yeah, no, WebMD comes up and says, you're probably gonna die in 6 hours.
No, it says nothing. Because all the people who've had it have died. No, I have no idea, actually.
Yeah. No, Gatchmon shows up for a sec. He's like, sorry, I got nothing on this one.
And that's a reference for Appmon fans.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck happens? Her friend calls her?
Yeah, her friend Aoi calls and is like, hey, you doing okay? Why weren't you in school today? Does it have to do with the scribbles? And Ruli is like, no, I'm fine, it's totally cool, I just had a headache, I'm not haunted, I'm not cursed.
I'm fine, I'm normal, I'm fine. She, like, finishes the call and looks like she's fucking gonna cry.
It's so sad.
She, like, notices the cameras, I guess? I was actually surprised that, like, she noticed something watching her. Which, I guess could have been Angoromon. Because otherwise I'm like, I would figure she'd be used to, like, the, like, security cameras and stuff around.
I thought it was probably Angoromon because she has noticed him before, just she doesn't realize it.
Yeah. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think it sort of gets established, though, that the one, like, spying through the cameras has been Dracmon.
Yes, the one through the cameras has been Dracmon, but,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if, like, who she was yelling at, if she, like, felt Dracmon through the cameras, or if she, like, just felt eyes from Angoromon, or what. But,
I thought we were supposed to believe it was Angoromon, even though I would never believe anything bad to me.
We know inherently that Angoromon would never do anything wrong. That just looks like a boy who is incapable of wrongdoing.
Oh, also, I just think it's funny. I, like, earlier she got scared by, like, the garbage moving, and it was just a cat, but I thought it was
a little kitty cat.
I thought it was gonna be like Angoromon being like, oops, I tripped on some garbage.
This little cat is just throwing garbage bags all around, and it's very scary to her.
It's scary. Well, when your hand's disappearing, I feel like everything.
I would be on edge. Not gonna lie, I would be so on edge all the time if that happened to me.
So the freak in the cameras is laughing at her, and so that's cool. And she gets a message from someone we know.
Oh, right, yeah, you're already back at her home. Because, like, I feel like we should take a moment to, like, think about what Dracomon says. Because he says, cry and entertain me.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's a fucked up thing to say, Dracomon.
Yeah, this freak is being nasty. He just loves to see human suffering and anguish.
Fucked up, if true.
Yeah.
I thought, for some reason, I thought she had gotten the message while still under the thing. But
no, that's back at home when she tries the piano and, like, her hand goes through it. And it's very sad.
No, she's...
Fuck.
Yeah, no, she's still wearing the glove, and she, like, sort of sadly presses a piano key just to see if her finger is still working. Then she takes off the glove and tries it again, and her finger just sort of phases through the key, and it's like, oh shit.
She's literally a ghost. But, yeah, and that's when she starts crying, and then Dracomon? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like laughing at her, and it's like, entertain me! Yeah.
And
this guy just having very nasty energy.
I mean, Galgomon later says he has bad vibes again.
yeah.
It's true.
He failed the vibe check again, you know?
Yeah, he did.
Gosh.
But yeah, Hero mails her because he saw Angoromon behind her before. I think that's sort of the tie-in, right?
Yeah.
In the previous episode. She's like, hey, stranger I've never met, would you like some help?
Yeah.
Hey, funny question. You've never met me before, but are you haunted?
Yes.
A perfect icebreaker, because, oh my god, when they do meet up, the awkwardness, amazing.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Like, they meet up, Hero, like, brings Galgomon with him, just kind of chilling in his backpack. They meet up on a bridge, just kind of in the middle of the day. You know, it's still early enough that, like, the worst thing hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, they've got like 2 hours to go at this point when they meet up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Galgomon, like, Galgomon and Hero can see Angoromon and are just like, they see them before, like, us, the viewer, do. I mean, we saw him last episode, but I just mean, like, that he's still chilling behind her. Like, Galgomon's just like, whoa, pig!
He is a big boy.
When they first meet up, like, Hero is very awkward, and it's like, oh, is he just having, like, trouble talking to a girl? And then it's like, no, he's just fucking awkward because there's this gigantic monster standing behind her that only he and Galgomon can see.
Yeah, he's like,
He's like, damn, maybe I can't help.
being haunted by this thing. I don't know what to tell you. And then,
because at this point, he doesn't know about the pictures. Like, Ruli still has to show him the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, don't they, like, sit down somewhere and she, like, starts showing him the photos and stuff? And then Angoromon, like, jumps into her phone?
Yeah, also, like, Hero is like, so hey, this is what Digimon is. Here's Gatchmon, he's a little guy. And Ruli is like, oh, wait, is this like a stuffed animal or a hologram or something? And then Gatchmon bites her.
Gatchmon?
That's just, sorry, Gamamon. Gamamon, that's just how Gamamon introduces himself now, just by biting.
He's so rude.
And I'm kind of here for it.
He's in the toofing phase. It happens to babies.
I want him to do the loud anime girl. Yeah, she's just like, oh shit, it's real. Oh god, what the fuck is this? Oh god. And Hero, like, it's something like, doesn't Angoromon start talking to him and is just like, I'm not the one doing this. Wait.
When he gets back out of the phone, he's like, I would first like to clear up a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I love his voice. It makes me feel very calm. I don't know who's doing the voice acting, but it made me feel so safe. Aww. Amazing choice.
He does have a very soothing voice. I'm pretty sure this voice actor has played, like, characters in Digimon series before, although I forget which ones. I might just look that up quick.
I wouldn't know, because I mostly watched the dubs.
I don't know any people. It's the one do I know my own name. As I have proven previous episode, when I didn't know anyone's. I don't who's alive and who's dead, who's a real person. I don't know.
Oost? Yeah, and Goromon's clarifying that he's not the scribble guy. He can go into her phone. He's still like see-through hologram to like everyone except, other Digimon and Hero, who has the watch that can make him let him see holograms that other people can't. Mm-hmm. And Goromon gives us like information about Dracmon.
Okay, apparently this fucking voice actor is Zoro from One Piece.
No!
Oh.
No way!
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, Kazuya Nakai.
That's very funny.
Not a man, I would say, makes me feel calm and safe.
Yeah, no, this rabbit does not have the energy of a guy who holds a sword in his teeth so that he can have more sword.
But now I'm gonna picture him with a multiple sword. Yeah, so Goromon is explaining about Dracmon and how he can go through the internet and he has like the evil eyes on his hands to help him do evil pranks. And Hero's like, these seem like more than pranks. Which, like, yeah, these are not normal pranks. These are fucked up.
Yeah, and he's doing it because he wants to materialize, and Hero's like, will that work? And the answer is no. Probably not, but he's going for it.
No, but he's having fun.
And isn't that the most important part?
He the eyes on his palms can like play tricks on the photos, which like somehow like
I think he does the nightmare eye attack on the photo. I think that's the implication.
Interesting.
That I thought that was the implication anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got too. I just wasn't sure, like, it's interesting and, like, how does it I'm just like, I wonder how it translates to real life. Like, it makes sense within the realm of the show, but I'm also like, how would that happen? I'm thinking about it too hard kind of thing. And Goromon himself, actually doesn't want to materialize. He just wants to kind of, like, hang out and protect, Ruli, and, like, just kind of... Because
He's such a soft boy.
He can't touch people, but he can touch Digimon, which is shown when Hero tries to touch him and it goes through him, and then Gammamon like jumps onto him to like hug him, and he's just kind of floating in the air now. And I just love that because
it was great.
Ruli is literally just seeing Gammamon just floating there.
Yeah, like, first we see Gammamon, like, jump up and hug Goromon, and then we see it from Ruli's perspective, where Gammamon is just floating in the air. It's good.
And if you ask Gammamon what the ideal time for a hug is, he would say 40 minutes, because he doesn't let go. He's hanging on.
So yeah, and Goromon is just like, I don't even want to materialize. I'm fine with only having parasocial relationships. It's fine. I'm good. It's normal.
Oh, it's very normal.
And Goromon is all of us.
He's got social anxiety, and I relate.
It's so valid. I also sometimes... Today I was at a convention, and today I wished it was possible for me to just not be physical at all.
Fair.
I don't think I can do a convention anytime soon. My brain's like, nope.
It was...
Being around people? No, absolutely not.
It was really hard. My brain was empty at the end. I just sat backstage waiting for the person who drove me there to say, you can go home now.
Big fucking same, though. I just do not handle crowds well. That is problem for me.
I didn't even before the pandemic, and this just made it worse.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I did 2 years of therapy, but hey, you know who else will need therapy? It's a boy who's definitely not haunted.
This boy is not haunted.
This boy is not haunted.
Not haunted at all. So Hiro runs back to his dorm to grab a spare Digivice because he's like, okay, I have a plan. I know how we're gonna get Dracmon. And then as he's leaving, Kiyoshiro goes up to him and is like, hey, that's an interesting watch you've got there. Does it protect you from evil spirits? And Hiro was just like, no, what are you talking about?
Little does he know is that it does, kind of.
Listen, Kiyoshiro is always thinking about protection from evil spirits. Men only want one thing.
And it's disgusting.
I love that he assumes that Hiro is also desperately trying to protect himself from ghosts.
Yeah.
He doesn't even ask, he just assumes this is definitely it.
He also, like, after Hiro leaves with the watch, he's just like, my talismans aren't working. I don't know what to do.
I kind of assume at some point he's gonna take the watch because he thinks it's this. I'm gonna be disappointed if it doesn't happen that way.
I mean, he's like very much haunted by his.
He's so haunted.
Yeah,
but
he's so haunted. Even after Hiro leaves, he just says to himself, "This is bad. The talismans aren't working anymore."
Yeah. That's what
I can't wait to get a full episode.
We cannot emphasize enough how haunted this boy is.
And he cannot emphasize enough how untrue that is.
Hiro runs back and, like, they meet up. They're like, okay, let's stand somewhere in, like, an alley somewhere. Or it's kind of more just like in front of I don't know. Just somewhere that not a lot of people are. And let's taunt Dracmon into coming forward by saying we can summon him.
Yeah, Hiro just loudly announces, okay, you're gonna use this Digivice, which has the power to materialize Digimon, to materialize Angoramon.
And Dracmon's like, fuck no, and jumps out of the internet. And he's like, no, materialize me. Ah!
Yeah, so he tries to grab the watch from Hiro, it totally phases through him.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good plan.
But, at first it's like, oh, Hiro is like, oh, no, humans have to do it. You can't materialize yourself. But then Dracmon fucking mind controls him.
Before that, we get Gemamon saying that Dracmon has bad vibes.
Yes, yeah, of course.
His classic line, which I'm sure we're going to hear more and more,
You'll love to hear
I do like it each time. I am appreciating these little vibe checks just so that we know what the vibes of these Digimon are in case we didn't pick up on it.
It's very important.
The vibes are rancid with this one. And he's right, because he's fucking mind-controlling people.
Yeah, and doesn't Gemamon get bitten by Dracmon?
Yeah, Gemamon, chases Dracmon around.
A trope reversal.
But then Dracmon gets the jump on him, like, bites his neck and just like, I'll suck out all your data, which is like, okay, that's fucked.
It's a fucked up thing to do, but you know what, Dracmon's kind of a fucked up Digimon, so should have expected that.
Hiro, like, runs after him, and he's like, stop fucking with my friend, my Digimon pal.
And then he gets possessed, and then Dracmon just says, okay, if you're not going to materialize me, I'll possess you to do it. And then he does that. Hiro's eyes go glowing in red, and he's like, "Cool, I'll just materialize Dracmon now."
And really, like, tries to stop him. And because, like, that's happening, like, Galgomon also gets mind controlled. Because he, like, gets out of the grip. And then
Galgomon just slaps him back into reality.
Yes. And Galgomon slaps him away from Ruli. He, like, knocks out of it, and then he bites Hiro and is, like, to snap him out of it. And they're like, oh shit, oh fuck.
Biting solves so many of his problems.
Yeah, and a big factor in this fight is, like, which characters can touch which other characters. Yes. So, like, yeah, it got established earlier that Angoramon can't touch Hiro, so, like, he can't directly snap Hiro out of it, but he can do it to Galgomon. Yeah, but then they both get possessed again, and Angoramon is just, like, you know, trying to hold back Hiro, but just, like, phasing through him each time, and, you know, Dracmon is making fun of him, like, calling him slow, like, saying, oh, you can't even stop this dude, while Hiro is, you know, going after Ruli, trying to take the Digivice from her.
Because Ruli has the Digivice now, because when he was snapped out of it the first time, he, like, flung the device to her. And now she's, like, debating whether to, like, you know, to do it, but, like, she realizes, oh, I need someone to, like, stop Hiro from coming after me, and she seems to get the gist, even though she can't, like, see Angoramon, that he's, like, trying to stop Hiro, but, like, can't, and so she's just kind of, like, she materializes him.
It's very emotional. It might be that I'm very tired, but I kind of teared up at these scenes. Yeah. It was heartbreaking.
It was emotional because he's like...
Goromon's really trying. He really puts in an effort, and Rudy, like, yells, like, why are you doing this? And it's because he loves the piano. Yeah. He loves to listen to some piano music, and... oh my god, it was so pure.
He wants to hear her play piano, and like he admits, you know, once he, like, materializes, he admits that he's the one that was at her door and that she had noticed before because he was listening to her play and thought it was, like, beautiful and wanted to, like, you know, protect her, and then also, like, promised to protect her, and the bond is forged, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ruli says, hey, why don't you, like, actually show up for real next time you listen to me play piano? Let's, you know how you said parasocial relationships? What if we did it for fucking real? And then she materializes Angoramon, and it's really good.
Wait, okay, and so does she hear Angoramon before he materializes then?
I think she can see him once she puts on the Digivice, but she needs to use the dim in order to materialize him. That's how I thought it went.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's right, right. He just wasn't materialized. He was seen, but not materialized. That's right. Okay. I was like...
So then Angoramon gets materialized and immediately breaks all of Hiro's ribs.
Yeah, I just wrote down Angoramon kills Hiro. That boy is dead.
He just, like, clotheslines Hiro right in the midsection, and it's like, oh, that looks like it hurt.
That really looks like it hurt.
It snaps Hiro out of it, though.
He's fine. He's an anime boy. He's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
He's fine.
Galgomon also snaps out of it, but Angoramon, or what is it? Dracmon, like, tries to kind of run away and still taunts Angoramon, like, oh, you're too slow, you're big lumbering fool. But then Angoromon like appears above him on like a light, like a lamp pole or something, and he's just like, the energy's flowing through me.
Yeah, no. Angoromon is like, in the animation, he is very, very agile and light on his feet, just like fucking running up walls and shit. It's pretty cool.
He couldn't do that before.
Yeah.
Friendship made him faster.
Yeah.
Friendship made him stunt.
I wouldn't run for myself, but I would run for some friends, definitely.
And then he does some, like, wrestling moves. He does fucking lariat and stuff, and just, like, slams Dracmon on the ground. Fucking rules.
We get the thing where Ruli, like, sees the name of the special attack and calls it out as he does it. So we get, like, double lariat, and where he just, like, fucking smacks Dracmon with both of his forearms, and Pion Dump, where he just sits on him really hard.
Yeah! I was like, that would be my power, just sitting on someone.
If it works.
So then we get Dracmon apologizing, saying he's very sorry and he won't do it again, definitely for sure.
Yeah, very sorry.
This boy would never lie. He's just gracefully admitting defeat, as any villain would.
And
He would never lie. He would never hand over his eyeballs to Hero, saying that he won't do bad things again, only to reveal that he has a second set of eyes. He wouldn't do that.
Dracomon is a man of many eyes. Apparently.
He crossed his fingers over the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could just, it's so weird, he can just, like, pop them out of his, like...
That is the grossest thing ever. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I already hate the hand eyes. And then he can pop them in and out.
Kind of realizing that we never actually described Dracmon. He's about the size of
a gremlin.
Of Gamamon. Yeah, and he's just kind of like this little vampire dude, but like in the style of like, you know, a lot of the other like child level Digimon. You know, he's got kind of this mask over the top half of his face with eyes drawn on. And then like his real eyes are in the palms of his hands, like a Zelda boss.
But he can pop them out, and when he does that, it, like, makes Ruli's hands appear, and then we get, like, cuts to the other people that were having problems, like, the hair disappears from the lady, and then the dude's legs are fixed.
The man gets his earring back.
He literally just jumps up out of his wheelchair and yells that his legs are better.
And then, yeah.
Like you do.
When the dude's shaving, and his earring comes back, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's a great addition. It really adds to the drama.
But Hero Gamma, like, they just let him go, because they're like, oh, we have his eyes now, he won't do anything bad. And Goromon makes a comment about, like, judgment or something.
Yeah. Yeah, something about, like, it seems that, you know, justice and punishment are only dealt out once the dust settles. So, like, I don't know, that kind of sounds like a wise thing to say, but also it's incredibly specific to this situation and Goromon.
Oh, and then he, like, is talking to Ruli, and he's just like...
He just gets a hug.
Know, like, yeah, she hugs him.
Ruli gives him a hug because he's a big, soft, huggable boy.
He's so huggable.
She says, yeah, and then she says he's very fluffy, and then Gamamon also hugs him and says he's fluffy, and it's nice. You like to see a fluffy boy get hugs. It's just very nice.
Big fluffy bnuuy. We love bnuuy.
We love bnuuy.
I'm just thinking about him.
Yeah, it just makes me happy.
I found out what an Angora, like the rabbit, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And, he looks different, but I'm just, like, imagining that his fur feels like those guys, which are, like, really fluffy.
Yeah.
Like, he's large, like, Like he's one of the big bunnies, but then like the giant, like Flemish giant or whatever, and then he got the Angora fur, and I'm like, oh, perfect.
I'm looking at Google Images right now, and these are some fluffy boys.
They're so fluffy. I found out about
fluffy.
I'm in a Pokemon League.
So
Roy of the Noise Space, and she separated us into like bunny themed teams.
Of course she did.
Yeah. If you know anything about Roy, she's _bnuuy_ on Twitter, so and yeah, like I'm the Flemish giant, but there is the English.
Great choice, amazing choice. I can only say that is the best kind of rabbit there is.
I didn't pick it, but of course you like the Flemish. They're huge. They're really big.
They're so big.
So I'm just imagining that he's like big like a Flemish giant, and then like big fluffy like an English Angora, and he's good.
The best of both worlds.
I love him. He's such a good bunny.
God, I wish I could really hug him. I bet he's so soft. Would be amazing.
For real, like
I've never wished for a Digimon to be more real than this.
God, you know a Digimon just like is a really good one when you just want to hug them IRL, like yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of like the really good Digimon designs, and just like, you know, when it really comes together with like the vocal performance and the animation, you know, when Digimon have like both that design and that personality, they're just so huggable.
Yeah.
So hug.
Oh, to be so hug.
Sunboy.
Yeah, like
Sunboy loud.
For sure. Like, I feel that way about most of the Digimon and Tamers. Like, I want to hug Gilmon, I want to hug Terriermon, like, a lot of very hug... It's good that we're seeing huggability in this season. That's a...
Peak character design is just being able to hug.
That's a key factor for me.
I like the idea of hugging Gilmon, but I'd be afraid he's just very, like, rough. I would still do it though, but just because he like looks like
you win some, you lose some.
True.
That's the episode.
Yeah,
that's the episode.
Next episode is Halloween episode, even though today's Halloween.
Today is Halloween. Happy spooky day, everyone.
Yes.
I watched the Halloween episode and it was pretty good.
Very excited for it. Pumpkinmon is so cute.
Does Kyushiro like show up?
Oh, that's a no.
I forget. I don't think Kyoshiro's in that one at all.
Did I say Kyushiromon?
Kyushiromon, the ultimate haunted one.
Oh God.
But I think, based on the episode 5 preview, it looks like we're going to get Kyoshiro and Jellymon in next week's episode. So
in episode
looking
5.
forward to that.
That's 2 more weeks for me. Oh, that's so long.
Yeah.
To see my not haunted boy.
Yeah. Totally not.
Kyoshiro. I keep forgetting his name. I just call him
Me too.
No Ghost Boy.
I'll get his name down eventually. They just have to say it more times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like really, I had to hear it a couple of times before I was really on board with how I should pronounce it.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, we've got like 15 more minutes until we come up on an hour. We went through this one pretty quickly this time, which is novel for us.
I am very tired.
Do fucking any kind of segment before we close out? I don't have any ideas. I could maybe just like talk about Angoramon's design and like the parallels with Galgomon. I feel like I sort of touched on this in the Discord.
Yeah, go for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
For people who maybe watch the dub, Galgomon is Terriermon.
Yeah.
Just so, yeah.
Yeah, so we all know Galgomon from Tamers. He's like
and the movie.
And the movie. And Digimon the movie. I forgot that we watched that for a fucking second.
Digimon Cyber Sleuth. If you played it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's the big dog with the floppy ears and guns for hands. And
but also he's a bunny. He's a dog and a bunny because he has like a kind of a parent, like a counterpart in Lopmon, which Lops are bunnies, but she looks the same but brown and pink instead.
Yeah, here's the fucking thing about, is Terriermon a bunny? Terriermon's only a bunny in the English dub. Like, okay, so in the original, like, obviously his name is Terriermon. Terrier is a dog, but he is twins with Lopmon, who is a rabbit and looks exactly the same. So already we're off to like a normal, non-confusing start with regards to, is Terriermon a bunny? And then like in the dub, they just like give his attacks and stuff names like Bunny Blaster and stuff. So the dub team clearly thought he was a rabbit, even though he's technically not.
What is he? Like, I guess he's a Digimon. So it's kind of like you could be a mix of stuff.
Yeah, his designs are all dog-based, according to, like, official sources.
Is Lopmon also, like, originally dog-based?
Lopmon is a rabbit. No, all of Lopmon's designs are rabbit-based.
What? That's still confusing.
So, one is a dog, one is a rabbit. They look completely the same.
That's still confusing. Like, even at the sub. What the fuck?
It's fine.
You just roll with it. You just accept it. Don't. The smartest thing to do is sometimes to just. Oh yeah, because
Lopmon is like is like a rabbit in Tamers, like the original, the big version of her.
Yeah.
Before she gets small.
Yeah, Antilamon and Cherubimon are like. Yeah, they're rabbits, but like, yeah, Gargomon, Rapidmon, and Saint Galgomon are all like dog evolutions.
Rapidmon looks like a rabbit to me too, though.
I mean...
Kind of,
yeah.
You could make a scale of like most and least.
Wait, it's called Saint Galgomon?
Yeah, it's Mega Gargomon in the dub. But
Saint is so funny to me for some reason. Saint Galgomon.
Yeah, no, this gigantic mech that is full of guns and missiles is definitely some sort of Catholic saint, for sure.
For sure.
I think
definitely.
I think the actual name is like the saint comes from Saint Bernard. They just wanted to like throw another dog breed in there.
Yeah, I mean Saint Galgomon looks like a dog, but I'm thinking of Rapidmon, and like I think it's just the ears.
Yeah, true.
And it sounds like rabbit, like rapid.
It's true. That is. Yeah, Terriermon, dog, Lopmon, and Angoramon, rabbit. This is something we all understand. It makes perfect sense to all of us, and we are not confused by. So Angoramon and Galgomon, like, there's a lot of similarities in the design. Like, you know, sort of first and foremost, they're both sort of big, round, fluffy boys who look very huggable and have big, floppy ears. That's definitely a big parallel. Then also, like, they both have the sort of, like, red whisker markings on their face. Like, that's just a sort of similar coloration there. Also, like, Angoramon has, like, the belts around his arms and ears, which kind of remind me of, like, Gargomon also has like the bandolier belt and the belt on his pants, so that, belts, Digimon designs are not lacking in belts just generally, but I think in this case it could be more of a sort of specific reference.
What's it? It looks like this dude wanted to do some more wanted to be a little bit Final Fantasy with their Digimon. No, I love Galgomon, and it's fucking jorts.
Galgomon is great. I love Galgomon's design, and also like and also like Angoramon has the green on the tips of his ears, which is very similar to the green in Galgomon's design. So yeah, that's just all the things I noticed about that. So it seems like it even though like personality wise they're like sort of very different archetypes, but they're definitely making nods to earlier characters in the series, which is something that a lot of Digimon series do, is make nods to like previous characters. Like I could go on a whole thing about how like all the characters in App Monsters are like very directly inspired from like Tamer's archetypes, but that's maybe a conversation for a different time, or possibly even in an entirely different podcast.
Oh, okay. So when you were saying Galgomon, I thought you were talking about Terriermon. I didn't realize you were talking about Terriermon's evolution for some reason. I was very confused. I was like, oh, it's just very different, but it's like, no, it's Galgomon or Gargomon.
Yeah, no, I was specifically talking about the ones with guns for hands.
yes, of course. The jorts and the guns.
The jorts and the guns. Iconic look. High fashion, if you ask me.
I also was thinking about the wrong Digimon in that case. Oh, I remember this
one. I love Galgomon. What the fuck?
Yeah. He was good in my Cyber Sleuth game.
He is good. He's got that dum-dum upper. I forget what type of damage it deals, but, it's a fun attack. So that's all I got.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, let's run through our plugs.
Sounds good.
I'll go first. I don't have a lot anyway. I've been Elvir, and I only have my Twitter account, so that's @Elviru. That's it.
Okay. I'm Morg. I have you can find me at my Twitter account at Haunting the Morg. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other two podcasts, Departure Lounge, a Hunter x Hunter watch podcast that's on a temporary hiatus. That's like plane themed, so it's different than the one that Emery's doing. And then Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast that's on Noisebase, like this show is.
Yeah. Yeah, the Halloween episode, the Tales Doll episode that you just put out was kind of a banger. Also featuring the aforementioned Roy.
Yes, it's featuring bnuuy, featuring
bnuuy,
featuring Roy of the show. She's great. She's so funny to have as like a guest and to be on Nightmare and Arrow with and stuff.
So let's see. My plugs, I'm on for Affinity at Space Robot. This is my username. So yeah, drawn stuff there. Been working on some Sonic the Hedgehog fan art with my OC M the Bun, who I've been drawing a lot lately. I might post some version of that soon, maybe once it's a little more finished. But yeah, so check out my artwork there. I do commissions. I'm also on a Hunter x Hunter podcast called Gone Will Hunting. This one's not plane themed, so it's different from Morg's. So check that out. We also have a Twitter and a Discord. We're at DigiGhostGaze, and the Discord will be linked in the show notes. Just come hop on over there and say hi. We would love to see you. And this is a Noise Space podcast. What a good network to be on.
Noisespace.xyz.
It's got so many good shows.
Yes.
Noisespace.xyz. And yeah, there's a bunch of other shows like the aforementioned Night Marinera. There's Kyle XY, which just wrapped up their coverage of the show, so that's exciting.
They're going to do fanfics now on their main feed, so that's fun.
Looking forward to that, for sure.
I should jump into that Discord.
Yeah. Anyone else we want to shout out this week?
How about we shout out Fear Baiting, because they wrapped up, or they're wrapping up. I think it's not quite out yet, but they're wrapping up Schlocktober, where in October they watch like very schlocky horror movies. They just have a good time, like watching like extra shitty horror. Or, like, sometimes it ends up being really good. Like, I know their most recent one that they recorded is on, like, Murder Cycle, which like, we watched in the Discord, and it was, like, kind of a banger, but it was kind of insane.
Oh, nice.
They also did Soptember, like, just before that, so there's a ton of eps out with a theme going. Seems appropriate for spooky month. And then I just guested on an episode of LMNOP, an elementary watch podcast, where Val and a guest talk about an episode of Elementary, and I did that like a couple hours ago, and it was a great time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Sherlock Holmes.
I'm surprised how much I liked the episode, because I had never seen Elementary before, and I like it more than the one with Benedict man.
What a surprise.
It's Johnny Lee Miller or something plays Sherlock in this one. So yeah, those are some shout outs, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So with all of that said, happy Halloween for one. I hope you've got some fun things planned for this most spookifying of days. And so until we do our actual Halloween episode next week, poltergeists, ghouls, and non-boonaries, see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.